Good morning. What we're going to do today is create a very quick animation in first year. It's expected to take 2 periods to do. A period to really sort of fiddle about, see what you like, and then a period to actually create the actual animation. So I expect you to finish this Tuesday. What we're going to do is create a fireworks animation. So to create a fireworks animation, we're going to start off just with PowerPoint. When we create the new PowerPoint document, if I just create one to start so you can see what we went through the steps. We create a new PowerPoint document. First of all, you'll notice it's in widescreen. Now, widescreen is not much use to me because unfortunately my screen is not widescreen. My screen is 4:3, so knock it back to 4:3. Get rid of the extra objects we don't need. The background we can change to black, just in format background. We can just do a solid fill to black. Or if you want, you can change it to a pattern, maybe stars would be quite nice, or maybe one that's already got fireworks on it. You might want to put it to gradient so that it looks sort of nighttime-ish, and we can change the colours and do various other bits and pieces. But I'm just going to keep it nice and simple today. I'm going to leave it as black. So next what we have to do is use some fireworks. Again, we could go find some clip art for fireworks, but the problem with that is it's going to look a little bit funny. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to actually keep it nice and simple today. I'm just going to use shapes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab in some shapes. I'm going to put in a circle. Okay. I'm going to fill that shape in a sort of fireworky type colour. And because it's sort of night sort of time, I think I'll go a sort of yellow colour because it's nice and bright against the background. And I'm just going to put the firework where I want it to start. Okay. Then what we need to do is we have to have the firework appear. So to do that, we go on here to the animations tab. And we can just add an animation. And we can see flyer and various other bits and pieces, but we're going to go for appear. Okay, so the object appears. I'm going to turn on the animation pane just so I can fiddle about with some bits and pieces here. And what we're going to do is we can have it start with click, but I think actually it might be quite good if it just happened. Now we can have it at a predefined time. We'll leave it just now. What we'll do is we'll set it to on click, but that means you're going to get annoyed if you're clicking all the way through it. Right, the firework, we're going to make the firework zoom up to a predefined area and then explode. So to do that, we just go down here and we're going to make a straight line. Okay, now when that straight line appears in, it goes down here, which is no use. So what I need to do is grab the straight line, move it to where I want it to appear, something like that. See how it looks? Okay, and it's a text, but it was kind of slow going up. Now that might be quite handy if you want to simulate being quite far away from the fireworks. If you'd rather make it so it's a little bit closer, you can reduce the amount of time it takes to go that distance. Okay, so we'll just leave that there like that, and then we're going to have it disappear, because fireworks do that. They go up to the location, and then they disappear, and they're replaced by an explosion. So let's do that. So let's add another animation. And we're going to make it disappear. Okay, we could make it spin and wheel and bounce or swivel or anything else we want to. Ooh, a wee colour pulse might actually be quite nice. We do a nice wee colour pulse so it flies up, sort of like this. Play it all, goes up. Wee pulse, it went yellow, and then make it immediately disappear. Okay, so click back on the object, add animation, disappear. Okay. And again, you'll see these are all but we don't want them all we want them to after each one. So after previous, after previous. The only one maybe they disappear, we might want to do it with the previous, but they might not see it, so let's do it after as well. See how that looks. So the whole thing, if we look at it, goes like this. Now, one thing, when I'm recording this video, I'm recording it at 2 frames per second. Which means you might not see the full effect. It'll just seem to jump from one location to the other. You need to trust me that it is working fine. I've only reduced it to 2 frames per second purely for the length of the video. Here we go. Click, fires up, pulses, disappears. Alright. So what I'm going to do with that pulse disappear bit at the top is I'm going to add in a new effect. And we could insert a shape. And at this point we could go for things like the starburst or the explosion or just a multi-pointed star. If I throw in an explosion, Okay, so it goes bang, and then we could make it a fill, and what we're going to do is we're going to go for more of a gradient, look at some other gradients, and we're going to fill it in. Let's have a wee look at some of these colours. Those are sort of nice orangey colours and things like that. More there. Yeah, radial will be quite nice. But direction from the centre maybe. Oh, that looks quite good. And maybe a yellow in the middle. So, oh, that's not what we want to do. So we want a sort of yellow in the centre. Okay, so that looks like that. It needs a bit of work. It's a bit red, isn't it? I mean, it is a bit red. So let's zap that and make it nicer. Maybe something like that. Maybe something a wee bit more, a bit more purpley. Maybe purple sort of colours in there. There we go, that looks quite nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to put that in place there, and you're sitting looking at yourself and thinking, oh, that's rubbish. But now what we can do is we can go back to animations, and we can add another animation, and we can make it, and at this point, how do we want it to appear? Now we're looking at it flying, it's not going to look right. Let's go down to entrance effects, see what else we've got. We've got dissolve, random, pinwheel, subtle, moderate. Let's go for something exciting. Okay, float, pinwheel, curve. Pinwheel might be quite good. If I could add a pinwheel like that, then maybe we could get that to work. And if we just make it after previous again, in fact with previous, that might be quite good. Okay, now that means that the animation looks something like this. It flies up, hits, pulse, pinwheel. But it's a bit on the slow side, that pinwheel in, isn't it? So maybe go back to animation, and what we're going to do is we're going to change the effect options. Timing, duration, it needs to be quick. So explosions are quick, something like that. Bang. Okay, so you won't be able to see it again, but if we view the slideshow, we click the mouse, the rocket flies up to the location, it pulses once, it then generates a pinwheel. Bang. Okay. You then need all fireworks disappear. So how do you get it disappear? Well, you can either just make it disappear, so we add the animation for it disappearing, or we can make it exit in a different way. So if I go for more exit effects, and this time what I can do is I can get it to pinwheel bank down, or do various other things. So let's see what we've got. Okay, spiral out's not going to work. Okay, pinwheel, curve, bounce, swivel, boomerang, float, shrink. Oh, I quite like the float down actually. Float down, and then I'm going to add another effect. I'm going to make it disappear. Okay, so this, we want it to after previous, after previous. So now the entire effect, which you can't really see, but I will save it as a separate video in this so you can see it, looks like this. Pulse, pinwheel, float down, disappear. Ooh, and you're kind of left with a nice wee after image there. And that's a basic firework. Obviously there are other fireworks we can do, things like Catherine wheels and stuff that we looked at in class, and other fireworks like fountains we can sit and do. Now there's no reason why it has to be an explosion. You could make it from lots of other shapes shooting out of it, or from pictures. Okay, so that's us first year. Let's see how we got on in class.